Before we get started, as always, thank you for taking time out of your day or night, checking on my video, clicking on my thumbnail to talk about a movie about a mime massacring the hell out of people on Christmas. Appreciate it so much. Thank you so much, you guys. I love you. That being said, let's talk about arguably the best horror movie of the year. Took 10 months, but it's here. One of my YouTuber subscribers, Art the Clown fans, I hope you guys are having an amazing Thursday going into the weekend because the best horror movie of the year is finally dropped, and that is Terrifier 3. Third movie in the trilogy. It's trilogy now. Even though story-wise, I'm going to say off the jump, this movie kind of feels like this should be Terrifier 2 because of the story they're telling, where it's kind of like, so there's going to be a fourth movie, but that fourth movie is going to be the last movie, so that should be the third movie. Anyway, talking about this movie, Terrifier 3, is it good? Say, if you're a horror fan, you're going to absolutely love the hell out of this movie. This movie's going to be right up your alley. It's got just the amount of gore, bloods, guts, blood, McGrath. Love it. Everybody else. Anybody who knows me that's been on this channel long enough knows that I am absolutely a horror fan. I will say that as far as the horror goes to this movie is straight up aces. I loved it so much. I loved it. Can't praise the horror enough. When it comes to the gore, this movie delivers. There's more to it under the surface. There is like a story they're trying to tell. I will say the story is told competently, but it's interesting enough for, like, you know, non-Terrifier fans. Well, let's talk about good pros, cons. I believe that Terrifier 3 officially in theaters tomorrow. If you're a Terrifier fan, you'll appreciate this movie. You'll see where I'm coming from when I'm talking about this movie is good for the fans, but everybody else, I'm adding in the movie. Talk about my main chick, of course, Laura Lavera. That's how you say her name. She's back again as, I call her Sam in the movie. That's not her name, but she's back as our main badass chick. Back as her left. You have to tell that she is way more damaged from the last movie because, like, yeah, there is a bit of a time jump in this movie because she kind of, like, yeah, checked herself into the nut house, so that shit that happened during the second movie, that fucked her up. You see the second movie, then watch it before you see this movie, just a note. I did care about her character enough to the fact that I was like, okay, you know, she's like really becoming the badass final girl that we're gonna see in the next and final movie, so she did good in that aspect. Loved her. As far as Art the Clown, he's still as wacky, goofy, and crazy as he's ever been. Keep that going. One moment he's honking his horn at you, nothing you know, he's pretty much saw you in half. That's Art. I like the fact that they didn't change Art's character too much, because, you know, like when you get into like the fourth or third installments of these like horror movies and shit, you go the Freddy Krueger route where it's like, okay, he was scary in the first movie, but then second movie, third movie, pretty much a cartoon character. That's not Art in this movie. Art is still pretty much as crazy and scary as you remember him, so that's good. For the character in the movie, you don't care about that. Plot of the movie. Okay, this movie takes place 5 years after the events of the second movie. Takes place 5 years after the second movie, Terrifier 2. It's Christmas, it's the holidays, stuff like that. You pretty much just got Art the Clown killing folks. Yeah, it's killing folks, that's it. On the other hand, you have my main girl from the last movie. She's pretty much dealing with the fact that, yeah, Art fucked me and my brother up with my family, and now I'm kind of seeing him everywhere, and I feel like he's coming after me and shit. They kind of treat Art kind of like Freddy Krueger. So now, yeah, is Art and main chick Wonder Woman squared off again for the holidays. First movie, okay, horror movie. How's the horror and the gore? Still good. I will say it's a bit more different in this movie than the last movie, because I will say in Terrifier 2, when the gore and the decapitations and the blood was happening, while it was crazy to watch, like dismemberment, people's fingers and pitties and shit getting sawed off and shit, it's all bloody and gory. I will say, like, I heard a comic complaint like, yeah, it was good, but it went on too long. It was too overdrawn. I get that, I agree. This movie doesn't have that. It's kind of just like, yeah, there are decapitations and all type of bloody torture thing that Art does, but it doesn't ever linger too long enough. It's like, okay, it happened, that person's dead, next scene. Good call. Because I was just watching it and I'm still human, and I'm just kind of just like, there's no way that person would survive that shit. There's no way they would survive 15 minutes of torture. No, this movie doesn't have that problem. I appreciate that. Good job, Terrifier 3. I think I'll praise the fact that this movie does actually want to tell a story a little bit, but I will say this story is only really for the people who really watch Terrifier 2. You never watch Terrifier 2, you just go into this movie just like, I just want straight blood guts. You'll get that. But then when the story aspects start kicking in, you kind of be like, oh, why should I care? I really don't care. Why should I care? Because while it is interesting, like, it's interesting to see my girl going through this is getting ready to face off against Art and shit. See the flip side of it, where it's like, if I've never seen Terrifier 2 at all, I didn't know who these characters were, I just kind of be like, are they just kill fodder? okay, whatever. I will say that this movie is really more catered towards the fans of the series, so just be warned about that. All I can say about the movie, the fact that it is a 2-hour, 5-minute movie, I do feel like while the movie does get going, it doesn't take long to get going. There are a couple of slow pacing issues in the movie here and there, and that's kind of coming from the fact that they got Art's character and Wonder Woman character, and they're doing their thing, but it's kind of like nothing really too interesting is kind of happening while they're doing it till they eventually converge. So it's kind of just like, well, good things are just happening. Ending of the movie is one of those like, okay, there's going to be a fourth movie, but the thing that happened in the ending, I was just like, I wasn't a fan of that. I hated that. Oh, well, we'll talk about it in spoilers. Today, Terrifier 3 was definitely a horror movie that I feel like the fans have been waiting for all year. It definitely pays it off with the blood, guts galore. It's right up your alley. You're going to love it. So much blood. Art Clown's still great. Nice story to tell. I can't wait to see how it all caps off in the last movie, so we'll be here for that. That being said, give it a high rating. I'll say that Terrifier 3 is definitely a very, very strong 9 out of 10. Was definitely worth buying and owning on digital and Blu-ray. Terrifier 3, especially in theaters tomorrow. You can say you're not going to see it, type below. Let me know, talk about it, and let me know if you like the movie. See you guys in the next one. As always, subscribe. Until next time.